I come from a troubled past, the mind of a double standard. I write with the other hand, you might misunderstand them. Just take a closer look, you can see the bread upon us. I make history for a living, men of honor.
Good afternoon. Are you the type of man that coming up as a young man, you was taught or you was programmed into thinking that the ultimate goal for you as a young man was to pursue a woman or to pursue women? You know what I mean? It's a thing that, as a young man, we deal with, you know what I mean? It's something that we gravitate to quickly because of high testosterone levels and, you know what I mean? Being ego driven somewhat. It could set you on a path to where your focus is completely, I want to say, fleshly. For that reason, this episode might interest you, right? So at this point, I want to just welcome y'all to, you're now tuned into the Potent Perspective, and joining me is my right-hand man. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, Hatch.
As always.
We're getting heavy today.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Gamboa. Sorry, y'all. You know what I mean? That's my guy. I got to call him by his name, right? So, how you feeling, bro?
Feeling great. I can't wait to get into today's topic.
Yeah.
I think that, we forget about those that are coming behind us. Mm-hmm. And so today's topic, I think, is great for those that are coming behind us, but also those that are ahead of us too, or with us, may learn a little something too. Hey?
For sure. Before I start this, let me slap some chapstick on these lips.
Sponsored by. Don't have your lips looking like you've been kissing chalk.
Word up. Yeah, because I never been on a video before.
Yeah.
Lips is chapped like a
man. Don't let nobody shame you into not using chapstick. Okay?
Real talk, bro.
Use that chapstick. Keep yourself moisturized.
Real
and
talk.
Looking clean.
Shout out to Vaseline.
Yes,
you
sir.
What I'm saying? Yeah. So basically, man, for a long time, and before we get into this, I just want my old viewers as well as the new ones to know that this is the Potent Perspective, and when you're looking it up on YouTube, it's all in one word. So it's the Potent Perspective in one word. ThePoetPerspective, perspective, right? And that would be the way you would find us, and you would see the logo. And by all means, please subscribe. You know what I mean? Put your notification on, because this run is going to be endless. There's no, by the grace of God, we're not finna have no delays. I'm talking about you finna see a lot of us. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I welcome you guys to our platform, and we would like to use this as a form of inspiration for you as it inspires us. You know what I mean? So today, man, for a long time, we have been, raised as young men to just kind of normalize the perception, or, the goal, if you will, to chase down women, like to just
be lustful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, to our defense, of course, you're young, a woman is a beautiful creature, you know what I mean? And it's crazy, but on sight, she could be an instant distraction towards whatever you have going on.
Yes.
And it could be a beautiful distraction for some of us, you know what I mean?
With balance, right?
With balance.
Right.
A thing that we don't really have as young people.
Not really.
You really ready to shoot up the club with a You feel what I'm saying? Your sperm count production is probably insane.
Yeah.
you probably could knock a wall over.
Oh,
You
yes.
feel what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, yes.
And it's something that, it's hard to deny.
Right, it is.
You know what I mean?
It's tough to deal
It's
with.
very tough to deny, right?
Right.
But I wanted to shift the perspective today, if we can, for the young brothers, right? Because I've been that guy as well, who kind of like just like women was a thing from the time I started hitting puberty, probably before that.
Yeah.
And I was like infatuated with like the genetic makeup of a female.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about then, we calculate assets, you know what I mean? And
You start seeing them hips pop out.
right. And that beauty,
Of course.
a female that's facially beautiful, like for some reason, that was the ultimate distraction.
Yeah, facts.
It was the ultimate goal, should I say. But just as well as it was a goal, it's very much so a distraction, because just imagine, had you put, I'm talking to the older guys too, 30s, 40s, you know what I mean? Imagine you put all this time into trying to pursue a woman or pursue a relationship only to be completely drained physically after at least, 2 decades, because you're starting from your 20s all the way up to your 40s. Now, it's a sense of clarity that a man gets when he hits his 40 peak for some reason. And
I've heard rumors of that. That's true.
yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
And at that point, genetically, your testosterone level kind of drops.
Slows down a
So
little bit.
your drive is no longer really just fixated on the physical or beauty. You know what I mean? Even though that could be kind of bittersweet for some of us, because it depends on, if you took care of yourself health-wise all those years. Because if you didn't, the outcome could be quite disastrous for you with regards to performance and things like that, right? Let's be honest, right?
It's got to be real, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm a type of guy, I promote strong health all the way through, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. I'm not really socially acceptable with the norm of the people that get high and pop pills and do drugs. I don't knock what people do, but that's never been my thing.
I mean, there's consequence. No judgment zone, but there's going to be consequences for living a certain lifestyle.
Of course.
Just got done eating salmon, living healthy,
I ain't
right?
gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can actually find yourself easily sliding to Popeyes and getting the 12-piece ghost pepper. You know what I mean?
$6 is tempting.
Yes. Yeah, but bro, the calorie, the sodium and all that, the damage it can cause you is insane. And so ever since I was young, it was one of them things I was real square about. And like I say, I got my vices. I'm not perfect, but I fell in love with the idea of being healthy.
Yeah.
Like that was always the center of whatever I had going on. Like, you might see me doing whatever, but if I'm at home and I'm in that kitchen or I'm picking something to put in my system,
Yes.
I'm damn near gonna be choosing something the best.
Yes.
And it doesn't necessarily have to do with taste. It's kind of like I eat in a way that I feel what it can produce health-wise.
Feel the differences. You eat good.
You know
Your
what I'm
energy
saying?
levels are rising up.
Energy levels is, you know what I'm saying?
Mental clarity.
Of course. Of course. And so, back to what we was talking about, the regards to the woman, right? Now, imagine you put, and in my case, I must have spent at least 20 years probably women or finding that woman, right?
Sounds about normal, right?
Yeah, I
Sounds
guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so, because like you say, from 20,
yes,
you know what I mean,
Yes.
all the way up 40, you still probably could be in that same space.
20 is the worst, right?
20 is the worst. I
It's
mean,
like the peak of just lost and chasing booty, just
man, and it's crazy. I remember my 20s. I would take one for the team, nigga. I'm not even lying to you.
You taking grenades at?
I would bro, no lie.
Yeah.
I would have took one for the team.
Woo! would.
That's and you know, it's crazy, but I know what you're saying.
There's no judgment zone.
No judgment zone, but you know, in certain conversations, it's like the brothers would niggas would clown you for that. Like, bro, what? You know what I mean? But when I think about it, when you young and you know, you wake up in the morning and you here with it. You feel me? You don't even know why.
They're healthy, you know, your body.
Your body is working. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, you know, anything get in your way at that time, she will get laid flat.
Right.
Like, for real.
That stuff is tough though, Hash, because like you just spoke about it. I know, you know, we as men, that's like our biggest struggle is managing lust.
It's
you
true.
know?
It's
true. Like most of us as guys, we don't really think about it in honesty, but a lot of what guys do on a general basis, not every guy, but you know, a lot of what guys do on a general basis is built around appearing more attractive to a woman. Like you want status, why? You know what I'm saying? Because you get respect, you get known, you drive the baddest car because you know that attracts women, the flyest clothes, the biggest bankrolls attract the flyest, finest women. You know what I'm saying? So to an extent, everything is driven by sex. You understand?
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
I would say I want to argue that just based on that list, the list of few things you just covered, a tad bit of ego is attached to that
too.
Because it's like, man, you want that respect in that aspect. It's just weird, you know. And it's like for a young guy, especially, you know, you young, you getting some money, you want some fly shit.
Yeah.
You trying to make sure that the niggas know how you coming and the chicks know how you coming.
Oh, most definitely.
It's like it's a must have.
And you pulling up with the baddest one at that point.
Yeah, you
not to show off to your homeboys, but also, you know, when you got a bad girl with you, other girls are looking too.
For sure.
And they want you too.
Yo, that's a wild thing too.
People forget that.
That always was interesting to me because the chicks, like, they don't want you if you ain't got no motion.
Nope.
But then they don't want you they want you if you have too much motion.
They don't want you if no other woman wants you.
Yeah, that's weird to me. Like, that's
it's
a real.
Facts, yeah.
I want to get into the dynamics of that
sometimes.
sometime. That's a whole different subject, right?
That's another breakdown.
And maybe we might have to have a woman or a female, you know, sit with us and have that conversation because I really want to dive into why that is. You know
Most
what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But generally speaking, man, when you young, I guess we can agree it's based on testosterone and ego. If
Hormones.
you want to put it in one circle, right?
Hormones
as well, right?
Yeah.
And that right there, man, you could find yourself on this journey for at least 20 years. I'm talking about whether that be you have a successful relationship long term or you just out here sowing your royal oats.
Yeah.
And that entire time for a young man is worth every bit of that energy. I'm talking about, I'm watching it right now. Like, you know what I mean? My roommate even.
Yeah.
He's 22. His energy is through the roof. I'm talking about he ready to knock something flat at any time.
But you know what though? Highest energy, period. Highest point, period of highest energy, most misused point too. You got all this energy, but it's being all misused.
Of course,
at this time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when you get older, like you said, you start to see things more clearly, right? But from your perspective, Hash, what is it that you see? Like, how much of a waste is it when you got all this energy when you're young, and when you get older, it slows down? But what if you had the brain that you do now and the body that you had when you was 22? What do you think you could get done if you didn't misuse that energy chasing booty versus just focus on a goal and achieve something?
Bro, let me tell you something. One word. I would have been the black Jeff Bezos right now.
Believe.
I promise you. Because the type of focus that I have now, good luck to a chick trying to swing herself and her physical appearance. I'm not saying that I'm that far away from being a man, right?
Sure. Yeah.
She would still get it. Don't push me. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
look like this. I would
Right.
put you on your back. You know what I'm saying? If we being honest, right?
Yeah.
But I am a lot more fine-tuned on stuff that is of more value,
Yes.
long-term value,
Yeah.
and serious about it.
Standards,
Yeah, like
values.
yeah, my priorities. I could finally say I've always had goals, right? I've always been goal driven, but now my priorities is fine-tuned to where you gonna have to hit me with a brick to get me off my square right now.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm dead serious about it. And I want to I use my position and my platform, my lifestyle to inspire other young men because, man, we waste a lot of time, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. It's, when you think about it, 20 years, if each young man were to invest 20 years, focus on his achieving his goal or building an establishment, investing in things that would produce assets later on, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I guarantee you, in about, let's say you set 20 on your focus, right? By the time you hit about 5-6 years, you could consider yourself almost an autopilot, depending on what type of focus you put into what you're doing, right? And I'm not gonna lie, the reason why this is so important to me, and I'm sure to people like young men that is gonna eventually become older, and by the grace of God, granted God don't stop your life short, right?
Yeah.
But when you get up to a certain age, you would start to value time.
Mm-hmm.
Time is going to be a thing for a guy that is going to be vital.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you would have looked back on your life and you would calculate, what have I accomplished? And I'm not going to lie, that's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. Especially if you were the type to, want to achieve major dreams, you want to break financial strongholds, bondage that you've in your family been held under for years.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's an aspiring goal for us as black men. We want to change that.
That's
we come from nothing.
That's right.
Niggas come from hard time. They want to, make the best out of with the time that they have. And I'm telling you, you get to this point and you come to the conclusion that you have accomplished nothing. You could almost go into a state of depression after that realization.
Not only that, the depression hits when you realize I can't turn back time.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I'm talking about, and to all count because of cheeks. You spent the last 20 years trying to clap cheeks.
Let me stop you right there. You spent the last 10, 20 years trying to clap cheeks, going to the bars, buying girls drinks, $20, $15. Mm-hmm. That's just lowballing.
This is lowballing.
We talking about $50.
Yep.
Right. You paid for somebody's drink, or you took a girl out to a date that, you was just chasing her. She don't even know if she was feeling you. Mm-hmm. Let's say how much money you spend in a month, Hash, on chase and tell or whatever. You could have put that together, bought a LLC for some great, you know what I'm saying? You could have took that money, bought a plane ticket to go on vacation somewhere and open your mind up, to become a greater person.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You could have took that money, got into a course, a welding course, electrician course, you understand? Or any type of course that could have uplifted you and increased the amount of money that you could make within a year.
Yes,
Connections,
sir. Something more promising. Something more promising. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. As an LLC holder myself, but thank God I own Men of Honor. I own it on paper, and I'm proud to say that. You know what I mean? So it cost, this is what I want to share with y'all. It cost exactly $998 to trademark Men of Honor, and to secure the name was about $19. That's all it costs, bro. I know niggas go into the club and spend $1,500 on a
That's
section.
crazy. Just to impress
Yeah, on a section, bro.
some chicks that aren't gonna do nothing for you.
Nothing for you.
Absolutely nothing.
And while we here, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just impress on you guys as viewers. Be cautious in these times, bro. I'm going to put this out as much as I can because I feel like just the awareness can possibly help somebody, male or female, right? The number of people living with HIV right now is around 33,398, and that was in 2002 according to Google statistics, right? Since then, the percentage of people who incurred the virus has gone up by 5% each year. So y'all could do the math on where's that heading for, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to say, because we're all open to this, because it's a major shot at the very core of what keeps us alive as people, is the ability to socialize, right? So I'm not trying to downplay it or make a joke of it in any sort, but I'm just trying to say, look at where we've come to. We are in a place now where you can't even really meet a female without, or a male for females, without, damn, I hope this guy that I'm talking to is completely healthy, disease free. A lot of times, it's not too many people that's gonna propose, let's go get tested before they get into a relationship with somebody, right?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
And even as much as we would like to some of us would like to normalize it. It's kind of a sensitive topic when you meet someone. You just met them. Well, damn, she probably like, damn, you think I'm just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I'm dirty. So.
You know what I'm saying? But to be on the safe side, bro, it'd be that quick for your life to, fall into shambles because of a decision you made because of the flesh.
You gotta have standards as a man.
You got to.
You gotta conquer your lust. You gotta have standards. Standards will protect you from diseases.
Right.
Standards, bring this up, Hash, will protect you from prison. How many men have you heard of or have you seen with your own eyes that because they weren't able to tame their lust and check their lust, they ended up in prison behind bars for a girl?
Of course.
Whether that be some domestic violence issue, whether it be fighting over a woman that's not even his, you know what I'm saying? Or just that untamed raw energy not being harnessed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta have standards. You just gotta have standards.
And the thing is, once again, I don't want to make this seem like it's a walk in the park for a guy. It's not
tough.
Easy.
Oof, man.
It's not easy.
It's some men battle for life. It's
not easy.
Yeah, it's a for life.
It's not easy because it's natural to us. It's in us. We're like we're like a lion when it comes to this, or like a gorilla, or a king of the jungle. You know what I mean? Like it's like embedded in us to pursue a woman. It's just what it is. It's something that we're born with.
Yes,
but the question is, what if we could put that into perspective? Like, what if we could prioritize where we channel this type of energy and when?
What if we could redirect it? Right? What if we could redirect it and just, instead of sending it to this area, what happens if we send it to that area?
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing. I'm open to some options, and we're about to get into touch on a few points in this subject tonight. It's kind of I'm assuming like things like the gym can be a sort of it can't be a replacement, but it could definitely be
for some.
For some.
But it helps a lot though.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it instills somewhat a lot of discipline because
now a lot of guys going to the gym to pick up girls and stuff. Some women, I'm not gonna lie, They look amazing at the gym. You know,
Nah,
wearing
nah.
tight everything, yoga pants, and
Nah, I know.
man,
I know.
you got to walk in there like them horses with the blindfolds
It's
like
true.
this sometimes.
Yeah,
but
you gotta have your vision narrow, or you're not. But it's crazy.
Yeah.
Once again, I realized that age might have something to do with that as you get older.
Mellow out.
You know what I mean? But I still want to propose a challenge for the young man for the sake of the time that he's getting ready to invest.
Yeah.
We talking about as young as 16.
But you know, that's what I see. This is important, Hash, because I don't see a lot of the older generations, a lot of those that are ahead, that are elders, supposed to be elders, supposed to be in a leadership position. They don't really talk about this stuff. I don't really see other men talk to younger
Young
men
man.
about, hey, it's really important that you become disciplined when it comes to your sexual lust. Like,
Of
you got to
course.
check your
Yeah,
lust.
you have to.
This is what you got to, and this is why you got to do it. I don't really see that in our community.
It's
that
true,
much.
because the thing is, the reason why it's so important to me, because I'm also a father as well, and I'm working with my oldest even right now to try to help him prioritize his time. Because if I had somebody like that next to me, I could see where it would have helped tremendously,
Yes.
right? Because I watch him. This kid he can be very idle. I'm talking about, if he doesn't have something productively to do, forget about it. He could throw his whole day up on nothing. And I think that's the thing with the younger male. They don't realize how valuable the time that they have is.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the difference, and it's sad that some of us would not grasp the importance of time until we're in our late 40s, and it's by that time it's almost a wrap if you don't have nothing going on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't have the same energy to put
no.
into stuff when you
No.
were younger. That's right.
And this whole video, I want to focus on what if, I'm talking about from as early as 16, you put 20 years towards your goal or achieving a major goal that could literally set you for life, that could put you in a position to where you could transform your life and also help your entire family and others. Now, I want to shout out to the young men right now that are focused. I know some young brothers, they just focus. They're that's their goal right now. They're not worried too much about the females.
Right.
And that is a gift to me, right? I want to big them up to the fullest, because they are now about to set, a standard for themselves that's going to welcome in legacy, financial freedom, and buy them more time.
That's right.
That's the goal, bro. Like, work until you're 65 only to just croak over and die is insane.
It is. It's sad. That's not
You know what I'm
life.
saying?
That's not living.
No. And then also we're in a space now where once you achieve your goals, you don't got to worry about the chicks.
I'm glad you said that, because let's talk about guys, and these are just off the top, cliche, easy targets to talk about. A guy like Jeff Bezos, you brought him up earlier, right? You think Jeff Bezos was getting anything when he was starting up, building his empire?
Honestly, I would like to do my proper research on Jeff Bezos in his younger day, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just be speaking off the whim and stuff that I didn't research, right?
Yeah.
But it seemed like in order for you to pursue this type of goal, bro, you have to have either been birthed into an environment where it was allowed for you to focus on your craft and it was pushed in front of you. Like, and once again, Jeff Bezos, what's his background? Is he fully Caucasian or is he mixed?
I believe he may be. I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's a different household. Let's just be honest about that. He probably was taught about, things like credit and securing, your finances, being taught about how to save money, things like that from a young age. they're raised in different households. So I think the priority and what was being demonstrated in his household was far different than what might have been we've been exposed to.
I think that a key in that can be common with a lot of other different men, regardless of race and social economic level. If you are a guy that, and I think that we see this type of pattern with nerdy, what you would call nerdy men, more intellectually, like educationally obsessed men, they sometimes don't come in this physical package that a woman may find very attractive.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm
I see
saying?
what you're saying. Yeah.
So these guys, they go out and they try to maybe talk to a girl or two, or maybe they never really try because they never developed the confidence, or they just not attractive, so no girl wants to be with them. And then they just, well, I can't have this, so I'm just gonna focus on my career. I'm gonna focus on achieving things, obtaining things. And all the energy that all the other guys are putting into chasing girls, going out and partying and having fun, these guys are studying. These guys are overachieving. These guys are creating things, creating an empire, whatever vision they have in their brain, they're making it happen. They're putting in hours and hours and hours. They sacrifice the social life. They sacrifice, having a girlfriend. They sacrifice chasing the girls. By the time they reach a certain age, it may take to their mid-30s, it may take to their 40s, whatever it is. Now, all of that time that they didn't use chasing the girls and doing the common thing, it paid off by them building their empire. And now they can have whatever they want.
So here's what I think, and that can be a perspective we can entertain, right? For some reason, what you're saying is like, the good-looking guys may have a different kind of struggle when it comes to pursuing, right? Because if we're being realistic, it's true. Because as you said that, I used to live in California, right? And I was under a minister by the name of Clarence E. McClendon, right? And, people around the world may know who Clarence E. McClendon is, right? Definitely if you in California, you know who he is. Good looking dude. Fly. I'm talking about naturally fly. But spiritually sharp. I'm talking about monstrous with the delivery and this type of the spirit that he has or had for ministry in delivering God's word. Right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I noticed this to be a thing because I actually watched it. Like, because he was so good looking. And shout outs to Clarence E. McClendon. I've sat in his ministry, and I'm talking about, I experienced the power of the Holy Spirit just sitting under him. Learned a lot. Just, empowering kind of individual when it comes to delivering a message, right? But I saw this, man, because he was, a physically attractive kind of guy. The way women would look at him, they would come there probably for an entirely different purpose than to get the word, right? And I'm not here to take any shots at anybody, right? I know a few ministers. What I would say is, that is definitely a thing. Because if you're less attractive, the chances of the chance of you being able to deliver a message absent too much distraction is, the dynamics is different, because the guy that's not as facially attractive does not have the pressure of a bunch of women, after him. Or in some cases, the women don't even have to say nothing. They just got their eyes fixated on this person primarily because of how they look, because they're attractive. Now, it's no fault to them. You're blessed if you have a gift and you're good looking. These type of things is going to draw your attention. But at some point, it begs the question, how much of that are you going to let consume you, to where you're just so thrown off that you can't achieve your goal. You know what I mean? Like, I think that once again, that there has to be a balance. It's not as easy when you're younger, right? But with the proper guidance, I feel like, a father can put these things in perspective, right? Because the reason being why I say a father is because he's that close. He's right there with you. Mm-hmm. He's the one raising you. So I think it ultimately revolves around the environment in which that
Let me
child
stop
was
you right
born.
there with the father, Hash, because the father may be somebody that never practiced discipline as well, that sexual discipline, He may be still somebody who, is still struggling with that.
Well, honestly, you may be right, but generally speaking,
Mm-hmm.
if he's a father, granted he's active dad, depending on when he had that child,
Mm-hmm.
even if he faltered his entire life, for the majority of his first 30 years of his life,
Mm-hmm.
even 40, when he gets to that 40 mark, something should change. Like,
should sometimes.
I know, but
sometimes.
But we talking about the numbers, Ken.
Yeah.
We're saying, yes, there may be a few guys that don't change, but generally speaking, a guy tends to slow down when he comes to this age, right? And what I'm saying is, by trial and error, by falling numerous times as a man, coming up short, you learn by experience.
Yeah.
By default, he's ultimately now in a position where he can teach this young man.
Mm-hmm.
Just off of trial and error. He didn't have to go to school for this. He didn't have to get a doctorate. Life can teach you a substantial amount of, things that would put you in a place where, okay, that didn't work for me. Let me try this now. You know what I mean? And based off that, you can teach a kid a lot and help him because of your experience. You could now say, son, I feel you. I know where you at, but that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Not saying it wouldn't work for you, but generally speaking, things that are of a distractive nature, it's going to be the same thing. And then we talk about genetics, passer downs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He already got his dad in him, you know what I mean? So the likelihood of him going that way is probably permanent.
Right.
But as a father, I feel like you have the ability to direct that in a different way or navigate that in a more promising direction for your child.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just a thing that I think can be effective, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, the priority is to make sure that the youth is understanding the importance of sexual discipline, understanding the importance of ruling your lust, because that energy that you have when you're young is finite. The time that you have is finite.
Very true.
So you gotta be aware of it, and you gotta take advantage of all that energy and the time that you have, not trying to make mistakes and let that rule you, because like we said before, when you let that rule you, you waste time. When you let that rule you, you wasting your energy. When you let that rule you, you're wasting your money. You let that rule you,
you're wasting your strength.
Everything.
You know what I mean?
Not only that, but I mean, you make mistakes, and some mistakes are irreversible.
It's irreversible.
Imagine,
it's irreversible.
Because of your lust, because of your ability, because probably you weren't shown right how important it is to be sexually disciplined. Now you have a child.
Of course. Of course.
That could set you back.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm not gonna lie, a child will throw you off your pivot. I mean, it doesn't always have to be in a bad way, but generally speaking, you have a child too early, you have now, stopped yourself short of, a lengthy period where you could really focus on a craft that could be, rewarding tremendously for you.
That's right. You have to be responsible for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And not only that, but another thing, having a child, but also having a child with the wrong person too.
Well, that's a whole different. That's a topic that's entirely different, right?
That's another layer.
That's another, and to be honest with you, we're still relating this to what you've been exposed to as a young man coming up in the house, right? You might have been in a house where your dad was absent. Mom was the breadwinner, which is generally, the usual story behind at least young black males, right?
Sadly.
Right?
Yeah.
But you also have, dads that are present. Sometimes the dad might be present financially and absent emotionally, psychologically. He's absent, in the area of being able to spend that time with the kid. It causes the kid to fall short of teachings, and upbringings, instilling standards, discipline. Now, in the black home, in a black family, this is the thing that we've been struggling with for years, because, and to the father's defense, it has to be that way almost, because the struggle is different, the dynamics are different. We live in a community where the male is expected to provide, he's expected to protect in the face of adversity, especially the black male. I could speak on the black fathers. We got to face outside, or we have to provide, love, and protect on the inside of our home. But then when we go outside, we have to face racism, segregation, being profiled, being stereotyped, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes being put into, the system to where now out of the blue, we have to fight a case. We got to look a certain way to the female audience. You know what I mean? We got to be able to demand respect with just presence. This is an assignment for the black male that is something immense when it comes to the objective perspective, like the obstacle approach. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that you have to face. So it's like, the challenge is different. So when the dad his job is to now provide, mom, can be the one left with the responsibility of, the emotional, being there to nurture. This is kind of the natural, setup of the home, but the dynamics are just different, right? So for the male, it's like, how do you do this? How do you provide and still be there for the child? It's not easy, and in some cases, like he said, you may be with the wrong female. If you're with the wrong female, the dynamics is now even worse, because now you have an opposal from someone in the house. It's too hard. It's not an easy journey, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? So,
and when you tied to that person, you tied to the wrong person. With a child, you can't. That baby mama drama stuff it's for life, man. It's 18 years. That's child support. That's especially you dealing with somebody that wants to tear you down, which I've seen it a lot. I mean, you are pretty much putting a cap on your future,
Yeah.
Not saying that it's not possible for you to, come up out of your situation, but the potential of it is really, it's stopped to a high degree. So when you think with your big head instead of your little head, you can save yourself from so many bad situations. But again, Hash, what is a young man, as where you are and the things that you lived, what does a young man have to do? What do you recommend a man do to shift that energy and shift the focus? Not so much into the lust, not so much into chasing chicks. Chicks are always going to be there. They're not going to go anywhere. So how does that man shift it into more productive areas of his life?
Well, first of all, I was just talking to my son about that today. Nowadays, the school system, with all the changes that they've made, I gotta give him credit for this. The school, even in KDISD, where he went before, he attended Maid Creek. They have now a program where they teach the teenagers a trade in school. I think there was 3 trades, right? One of them being mechanics. The other one was CDL, getting your CDL and becoming a truck driver. And the other one, I think, had something to do with carpentry, like wood and stuff, right? Now, we had these trades in Trinidad as well, where I came from. But the idea of it being in high school, a curriculum in high school that you, as a young teenage boy, can, sign up for and start to take classes on is amazing, right? So me personally, I would highly suggest, right? We just talking for long-term investment, for a more promising turnaround for you when you become, of age. We talking like, early 30s possibly. You probably could be set completely if you were to put your time, right? Put your energy into the right type of curriculum.
That's right.
Right? So I would highly suggest that for the young male, you pick up one of those crafts. Because here's the thing, it's being taught now for free. Like at this point, it's free. Usually when you come out of school, you come out of college, and you trying to pursue a career, you have to probably find it and pay for it. Whether that be, back to school, going back to college for a course, or just picking up a trade. You usually have to pay for that. They are giving you guys the opportunity in high school to pick a trade and learn it for free. It's a part of the program. I would highly suggest that you pick one of those, because when they include, and I'm welcome to being really educated on the inside outs of that as well, from people who are in the school district that has more information. Feel free to correct me if I'm not stating this the right way, but to my knowledge, the program they're offering is free. From a guy who now holds a CDL, I have a CDL to this day, a Class B. I do have it as a criteria that if I wanted to pursue driving right now, or I wanted to pick up a job that requires me transporting passengers, I can. I can get hired, and I have experience. It's kind of it's been a while since I have driven on a professional level, but I still have it as a notch on my license where I can get paid from it. Mechanics, I would highly suggest if they're teaching you guys these trades for free, I would highly suggest picking it up, because mechanical, having being mechanically inclined, or having the skill or the experience in knowing how to fix cars, you're gonna forever be able to earn $1 forever. I don't care if they make cars out of robots. You're gonna be able to know how to the mechanical fixings of an automobile, right? So I would definitely encourage you to take that. Carpentry, forever, you're gonna be in a place where, you wanna learn how to build things. It's gonna help you around the house. You know what I mean? You're gonna be able to learn, how to build and structure things. People might need jobs done. You're gonna forever be able to capitalize. And if, depending on how serious you are, you can build you an establishment, a business, where now, people know you as, a professional carpenter. You know what I mean? Or you know how to build. I got a client right now. I literally call him to do anything regarding to fixtures around the house. He built my kennel when I had my dogs. He done helped me a bunch of times, structure my barber station. You know what I mean? And I have an elaborate barber station at this point. You know what I mean? That looks really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, these crafts, man, it's gonna carry you a long way. And not saying you might not find interest somewhere else, but when they giving it to you for free in high school, it could be life changing to the young men, man. So that would be my answer to your question, Ken. Pick one of those trades. You're in high school, you're 16, 17. Pick one of those trades, bro. I'm telling you, you're gonna be able to. You're gonna thank me later. You're gonna be able to say thank you later. In your life. Just pick one of those trades because it's a lot of distraction, man. When it comes to, a guy putting his energies behind chasing women. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's not to say that it's too late for anything you want to do. Wherever you at, whether you 20, you 30, you 40, you 50, even if you 60, like it's never too late for you to wake up and realize and start now. Just start now. But, just realize that there's no need to get time wasted. There's no need to bump our heads against the wall. There's certain things that you got to realize that don't benefit you. And man, who does? I mean, as a man, I love women. You understand what I'm saying? I love women like the next guy. Women are beautiful. Women are wonderful. Seeing a beautiful woman just could get us men excited, happy, ready to dress up and go out and just have a good time, get to talking, get to macking in a woman's face,
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to be achieving as a man. You got to be producing as a man. You got to be creating your world. Whatever you see in your dream that you see in your brain, you got to take that time that you could go out. It's good to have fun every now and then, after you work, after you've done and achieved what you need to do, then you give yourself a little time to play, But it's not about play all the time and then work a little bit. No.
What I want to add to that is it is easier said than done, right? So, but balance, discretion. These are the things that it would be wise to implement into your daily schedule, right? It can be challenging, but it's gonna be far more rewarding if we was to take out of, let's say we put 10 hours behind just because, knowing us as young people, nigga could be I remember being on the corners and it was all about looking fly and what chicks we finna bag today. It was that serious with us.
I feel it. I understand.
And Doug, I'm talking about 24 hours would pass in a day with a young YN doing nothing. Doing nothing. And to a guy that's 30, 40, that 24 hours is going to be something of immense value to him.
Yeah.
He's not doing that.
Right.
Because now he's on a time schedule.
Right.
But what I'm saying, what if we could get you guys, the young men, because on a large scale, let's say you had the strength to curb, the chicks, the hot chicks for a 10-year span. If you're able to, that sounds a little bit challenging.
Even
right?
4 or 5. Even
4 or 5. Because I really want to push them to 10 because you got young brother. The army is recruiting young men, and you gotta have some discipline to go through the levels, even in boot camp. Before
just look at it. Even when motherfuckers are locked up, ain't no girls in it. All they could do was just.
That's another thing, right?
All they could do was just produce and improve.
Of course, and to add to that, when you locked up, nigga, you strong about the back. You feel what I'm saying? Like now you're savoring your strength, which I'm big on. I'm big on. Now that I'm older, when you was young, it was all about busting a nut and.
It's true. I mean, you gotta go.
It's just what it is. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I would have savored my strength in a lot of instances if I could.
Redirect that energy.
Yeah, I would have stayed with that. I would have put that probably in the gym for extra, extra rib or muscle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I would have, because a lot of times you don't know how unimportant the thing is until after you bust a nut. Let's talk about that.
It's true.
Like you be like, man, I gotta. As soon as she give it to you, you let off. You like,
Man,
I can't believe I just
I
did
put
this
all
shit,
that
bro.
time. I wasted how much money? I spent
Now,
how
I'm not
much
gonna
money?
lie, in the moment, it probably feel like heaven, though. I'm not
It's
gonna
an
lie.
illusion, though. It's an illusion.
It's an illusion.
I think, I was watching this Farrakhan video, and I like listening to Farrakhan, and Farrakhan has said something. He said that, the greatest pleasure for a man is not a woman, He said the greatest pleasure is taking your mind and using your creative thinking and putting that into reality.
I ain't gonna lie. That is about as accurate. Now I could say that because I'm telling you, when I remember when I learned how to cut hair, right? When I first picked up those clippers, I was inspired to cut hair because of another brother I was watching cutting hair, right? And what attracted me to him and what he was doing was I was watching the way he was living, like the way he was able to provide for his wife and his daughter. He had no idea I was zoomed in on that.
You're right.
I looked at that and I was like, yo, you able to live like this off of cutting hair? I'm talking about, it was instantly, I had a change perspective on what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't too long after that where I went up to Texas Barber College and signed up and I graduated in 11 months, right? When I tell you, and I was talking to one of my guys last night, you know what I mean? His name's Zoo, shout out to Zoo. I seen him yesterday at the Red Roof. That's my guy, you know what I mean? Long time, known him long time from Barber College. He say, man, he telling the guy, he say, man, this dude right here, this nigga took that barbering shit serious.
Yeah.
Now, I say all that to say, I made a firm decision to channel my focus to a craft. I didn't even know what this craft was gonna produce, Ken.
Right.
I'm not lying to you. I had no idea. All I knew was I had to do it big.
Yes.
And I was willing to give this course 150% of my time, bro. And anybody who knows me from Barber College would probably say the same.
Yeah.
I didn't play about them Clippers, bro.
Yeah.
I did not play. Even from going to school there, I'm talking about, I used to literally live on campus at the Texas Barber College. I would be there from the time they open to the time they close every day for the majority of the 11-month process.
Yeah.
And like I say,
You had tunnel vision. All you saw
what?
was just excelling.
Bro, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Anybody that went to Texas Barber College, you can ask them right now. How was I giving it up in Barber College? I did not play.
Yeah.
And the reason for that was first of all, I came from nothing. And I was getting to a point where I think I already had my first son, right? And it became a thing of importance to me that I had to have something going on with my life, bro. Like I had to do something that would stick. I had already gone through being turned down for numerous job opportunities because of my background. At this time, I already went to jail a couple times, so I wasn't getting much second chance because, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so it just hit me. I want to say I was about 30. I was 30, like 29, 30. I didn't play. I was like, bro, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to put 1,000% of my time behind this, right? And 11 months later, I graduated. 17 years after that, here I am.
Yes.
Manavana has done well. I'm very humbled by the outcomes of just the vision, but cutting hair ultimately changed my whole life.
Of course.
Literally, I was able to now provide for my family, and I was able to still be physically present in the house, to be there for my son, right?
Yeah.
And if either one of them needed me, I was close now.
Close, yeah.
All because of a decision that I made to focus my time on a craft that was pretty much rewarding at this point, right? this is the point of what we're talking about here. If you were to just challenge yourself to focus your attention instead of, you know what I mean? I get it, man. I'm not gonna lie. If I were, when I was 17, 18, 19, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I wouldn't have made it. Now that I think about it, I would not have made it. All this focus talk we talking, I wouldn't have made it, bro, because the chicks we was lit around those times.
Yeah.
Lit. And I came up, at a time where it wasn't so hard on, all right, you gotta have all this money and you gotta drive. If a chick liked you in my day, she liked you.
Yeah.
And I miss that about the way life was. That's how it was, The chemistry was way different. Like chicks was, you like a chick, you trying to pursue her, you gotta show up.
Yeah.
But that was all it took. You didn't have to have all of this big long resume.
All the toys and
you feel what I'm
everything,
saying?
yeah.
And the whistles that means nothing, right? So the likelihood of you avoiding that would have been a little bit harder because they didn't want much. You liked them, they liked you, is on. You know what I mean? So, but still in all, if we could take back some of that time, we probably would. Right now,
Right.
before we get why this thing is so saucy, man. And like I said, I wanna shed light on all the young brothers who focus. You know what I mean? They're spending their time investing in a career, a craft that they love. Man, I salute you guys, man. I'm telling you, I'm so happy that you could still see a young brother, 18, 19, focus.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of us, we struggle, right? But when I see them young brothers, man, even the females too. You see a young female, she focus on, her course and she trying to pursue something. That's a beautiful thing, bro.
It's all about the main idea that we got to point out is sacrifice.
Yeah,
You got to be
making
willing
the
to
sacrifice.
sacrifice
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You just can't have everything and obtain it. That's not how that works. If you want something, you might have to sacrifice chasing a little bit of tail. You know
Yeah.
And that's just a period of time,
Yeah.
It's not forever, but you got to give something in order to receive something.
Of course.
It's an exchange,
And while we're on the subject, this topic does not only pertain to the young male. It also pertains to the female. They're going through changes as well, physically, and they're curious. They want to know. They're discovering themselves. So that makes it even harder because they want it too. They want to know what's going on. A lot of girls, when they hit the ages of, I want to say damn near 13, they're kind of their interest is in the boys.
Nah, these days, yeah. I mean, things are moving fast these days.
It's moving fast.
It's crazy era.
And a lot of times it's just the way you're designed naturally as a young person. This is the thing, you know what I mean? But we're just, proposing the analogy of what if we were to take that time instead of focusing so much on the opposite sex and, sexual desire. What if we would have put that towards something more long term, right?
Right.
So, I just want to touch on a few points while we're here, where we could kind of shift our focus, right? Just to give young men and women perspective, right? And first on the list is education and skills. You know what I mean? Show up for class, learn things that are challenging, build toolkits for the future, things of that nature. Emphasis on, the learning and skill. Now, I'm not going to lie, that can be challenging as well because I would say now that I've actually been through school and stuff, I think it would be better and easier, it would be a little bit easier if you were to find something that you're interested in.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's true. And if you don't have something that you're interested in, start trying stuff.
Yep.
Put
Just
yourself
exploring.
out there. You explore till you find
when I was going through school, now that I think about it, I was at the time when you sign up for college, they tell you, you want to pick a course that's making the most money.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, that's what what's been put in front of me.
Yeah, right.
Now that I've been through it, it's the worst decision to make because you could find something that is making a lot of money that
Yeah.
you literally hate
Oh
to
man,
do.
that's the worst.
And it's the worst combination because
Yeah.
you're paid, but you want to pull your hair out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So rather than, now if I were to invest my time into maybe something like performing arts, I like performing arts, or audio. I like audio production, anything to do with sound. I like that. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I would definitely say find something that you enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to something that you just doing for the money, right? Financial basics, budgeting, saving, avoiding unnecessary debt. Big deal, because once again, when you're young, even for the young niggas who give some money, right?
Most definitely. You gotta.
You gonna crash out if you get in a big bag. I'm talking about nigga done spend.
Especially you never had anything.
What?
Oh, it's done. Yeah.
I remember, shout out to Slim. That's my guy. Rest in peace. My brother. Miss him. I remember Slim told me one time he bought a pair of slides for $3,000.
That's crazy.
And I thought that was insane. And when you a young nigga, you gonna spend, this is nothing to you.
Yeah.
But imagine if you would have took that and bought 3 LLCs.
Oh man. About a
You feel what I'm saying?
about a something. I mean, a truck, a bed. I don't know. It could have
Bro.
been something that produced something for you.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
bro, if I paid $3,000 for a pair of
Some
slides, bro,
man,
the return on that better be something ridiculous, B.
could never.
I can't do it. I just can't do it. But this is where we are, especially if you're younger, you're getting some money.
You having fun.
You
just
throw
having
3
fun
racks
with it,
on a pair of slides like it was nothing. You
just
feel what I'm
having
saying?
Fun with it, yeah.
So, next on the list, friendship and community. People who challenge you, support you, and keep you grounded. Big deal. Big deal. I was just telling my son that today. I said, bro, listen, you just came home. You can't be doing the same thing you was doing before you went to jail and expect a different return. Yeah. You're going to go right back to where you was at.
Right where you left off.
You feel what I'm saying? You get up, I'm thinking like, all right, boom. Let's see if you could just take a moment and write down what you might be interested in doing.
Yeah.
His mission is he trying to go outside to see if he find him a ski mask. Like, bro,
sometimes
what?
we get lost. Yeah, see, that's that inexperience and that.
But
yeah, that ignorance, the youth. The youth.
And I ain't gonna lie. Once again, I instantly see where the presence of a father could kind of shift
that whole
that
thing.
Because when I heard that, I was like, listen, son, listen. You might want to change, your appearance and get this idea out your mind that you are official YN, like this type of mentality, like you must show this type of presence. A little bit of fashion is cool, but let's see if we could get you to find something that you enjoy doing.
That's right.
So I could help you to get signed up there so that you can have a more rewarding turnaround 10 years from now.
Right.
That's my thing.
Right.
It might sound boring to
in that moment. That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's right.
But anyway, that's something that I'm big on as well. Another thing, purpose and curiosity, right? Explore interests, set small goals, and pursue what feels meaningful. That kind of ties in.
Yeah.
Right? You have anything that you want to share with regards to that?
I think again, just we let the anxiety of not knowing what exactly we want to do stop us from doing anything. It brings inactivity. It breeds procrastination as well.
For sure.
The fear does. So I think that just do something. Anything, explore, try different things.
You can.
It's okay. You can start something and drop it if you don't like it. It's okay to start something new.
Right.
Whoever told you that you can't start something new at certain ages, they don't know what they're talking about.
What they're talking about.
That's a lie. You do as much as you want to do and touch as many bases that you need as you personally need to touch until you find something that says, hold on a minute. I feel something when I do this. I love
Yeah.
this. This
Yeah.
makes me happy. Not only does it make me happy, this is something that I could spend a whole entire day and see myself making money doing this.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you can't go wrong even if you try. And even if you tried a particular, craft or skill and you don't like it, you still learn something from the time that you spent there.
You're gonna learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
learn
learn something,
exactly,
yeah.
Hash. You're gonna
Yeah.
learn something. You never walk away with nothing.
No, you're not
You
going
walk away with a
yeah.
little something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it helps because now not only did you learn something, you kind of discovered what you don't like. And you're like,
100%.
all right, boom, let's try something else, right?
There you go.
So you could be, be optimistic.
You made it even sound better than I said it. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? All right, so next, responsibility and integrity, right? Do what's right even when it's tough or inconvenient. Now, that could be a bit of a challenge for
Yeah, that's tough. But we know, as people, most of the time, I think that we know in our hearts when something
is
wrong. Is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And wrong can be relative speaking, but we say wrong. For me personally, when I think wrong, I think hurting somebody, taking advantage of somebody, stepping over somebody,
right.
or even just hurting yourself at the same time.
Well, in this aspect, I think the focus would be more on learning how to operate under adversity or work up against challenge, so to speak, because challenge and hardship is also rewarding in itself. It produces character.
Yes, it does.
You know what I mean? So don't be scared of a challenge, man. The same ecosystem that we have, which is crazy. I just said ecosystem. That actually, as opposed to ecosystem. But yeah, it should be a thing, because we do have that instilled in us as men. It's an ecosystem, you know what I mean? It's like we feel like I gotta show you. You think you got muscle? I gotta show you the type of muscle I got. You feel what I'm saying?
Competition.
And if we could channel that into something a little bit more meaningful, that can be rewarded. So don't be afraid of adversity. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
No, you need it. You need adversity. It's gonna make you strong. It's like going to the gym, right? You give your muscle the adversity of picking up a weight, so that you break that muscle down. You struggle to lift that dumbbell up, but lo and behold, do that enough times, put it through that adversity of lifting that heavy dumbbell, that muscle gonna grow stronger.
Yeah, now I ain't gonna lie. I listened to that in a book as well, not too long ago, and it was basically saying a lot of times, even when you're in the gym, and let's say you got 245s on a bar, and it's time to move up to put an extra 10 or an extra 15 on there.
Yeah.
And do your 10. Sometimes you might struggle. What they were saying in the book is that it's entirely mental.
Mm-hmm.
You have to tell your mind, your body wants to tell you can't do it.
Yeah.
But once your mind tells you can, that's actually where you focus your attention in the moment.
Your brain.
And it's going to cause you to
your body in certain aspects of your brain are going to try to choose security and the known. The known is a safe space. I know what's going to happen.
If you do this, you don't want to step out of that.
But most of the growth happens outside that.
For sure. It's true. Very key fact.
Yeah.
Key fact, bro. Most of the growth happens outside of the... Say that one more time.
Yeah,
bro.
most of the growth happens outside that comfort zone.
For sure.
Right.
1000%.
Yes.
Because that's what actually stretches the muscle to produce more muscle.
Of course.
So I think that we don't like it. It's hard, but man, it's rewarding.
It is rewarding.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It is rewarding, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing is responsibility and integrity. Oh, we just covered that.
Yes.
Creative or practical outlets, hobbies, projects, gigs. things you can be proud of, right?
Find something. Yep.
Find something. Find something. Outside of cutting hair, I could draw. Believe it or not.
Man, I didn't even know that, Ash.
Yeah, Men of Honor, I actually drew that
You
from
drew the
scratch.
logo. You got the logo.
Oh, I got the sketch.
Yeah.
But I had the sketch before.
Right.
Yeah, I it's the thing. I love, detail with that pencil.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
Yeah, that's really cool.
it's
to
relaxing,
know that.
but also art is a bag. Jay-Z talk about selling art. It's a big deal.
Said art is the new money laundering.
For real. know what
but
I'm
yeah,
saying?
you find some. For me, it's playing guitar. I enjoy playing guitar.
Yeah.
I enjoy boxing.
Right.
I don't want to be a world champion or nothing like that, but
It's a hobby.
I love the art of fighting. And so
Beautiful.
I study it. So
Beautiful.
find something.
And if you run up on them the wrong way, you might get put in a blender. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna end up in the ER. Man.
It's coming with the stretching. You know?
Let's talk about it first before I have to put you on a tourney.
Yeah. And
Hospital bills are expensive these days. So.
and I ain't gonna lie, bro. I see dudes as calm as Ken, bro, that will put you in the
They're
mix
the most violent,
real
man. They're
quick.
the most
You be like,
aggressive.
damn.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
You know what I mean? So, hobbies, bro. Hobbies is a beautiful thing. I love music. I done been in the studio. In my younger days, I was a fool on that, with that paperwork, and I done been across a few stages. I love it. The freedom to express your experience and your life journey musically, unmatched.
Yes.
Unmatched.
That's amazing.
Your ability to sit down with somebody, another young nigga who know how to do audio and production and make beats, and y'all put a songs together, is an insanely addictive hobby.
Yeah, I imagine.
You know what I mean?
As we are.
For sure.
1:18 now. We're on the hour 18.
Okay, so that's my cue, y'all. That's
Listen,
my cue. But anyway,
2 hour. Sometimes I feel like certain episodes. We might do a 2 hour episode.
No. I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate you for giving me that cue, and I hope that we covered quite a bit in the time.
And I
that
think we
sat,
could have
right?
even said more. And I think this might require a part 2. In the future.
Well, all right. Let's do this. Let's just touch on. I have 3 more points, really quick, and we'll wrap it up, right? And the next one is mental and emotional health. Check-ins with yourself, coping skills, asking for help when you need it. Lose the pride.
Yep.
Pride is no good. I don't care what the heck they pushing out there. Unless it's godly pride, lose the pride. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Because life has a way of putting you in spaces where you really need help.
Life will humble you.
Of course. And what can determine whether you actually get that help would be that one small piece.
That's right.
To lose that pride. Because sometimes there's people waiting to help you. You don't even know it.
All you gotta do is ask.
All you have to do is ask.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving right along. Time management, big deal. Big deal. Prioritize your tasks. Say no to what does not serve your growth. I.e., find women.
The women are always gonna be.
They always gonna be there.
You ain't gotta feel like you missing out on nothing.
No, not at all.
No.
And now, we're not saying we don't love them. I love them.
No. Appreciate a woman that's good to you, that is loving, that shows you she's about you, and respects you. Appreciate and cherish that
as
woman.
well as appreciate a bad chick that's ready to clap cheeks.
Yes.
Right? No, I'm just saying.
If there's a girl feeling you, but again, don't go out of your way to make it a priority.
Nah, it shouldn't be a number one priority because it will definitely F up a wet dream. You feel what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But it just basically, if you could challenge yourself, and challenges are good, set yourself on, even if you say a year journey, just to put in your mind after towards fixating your focus on something that you really enjoy doing, and you could see making a profit out of it. I guarantee you, the end of that journey is gonna transform the way you think moving
Just
forward.
look down. Don't even look up. Just say, I'm locking in. And when you look back up, you're gonna be like, whoa.
But you know what? Now that you said that, that's kind of challenging, y'all. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, sacrifice. You can't have nothing worth anything came easy, right, Hash? Nothing. I mean, when you really, as a man, you gotta work for stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of us have privilege, you know. Some of us are born with opportunities that others weren't with, and that's not their fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a blessing. That's great, you know. Blessings to them. But when you are in this world as a man and you're obtaining things, nothing really comes easy.
Nothing comes easy.
No. So
and the blacker you are, the harder it is. You feel what I'm saying?
The exchange of that momentary pleasure, what you're gonna get in return is gonna be oh so much sweeter than those 3 seconds.
I ain't gonna lie. I was about to go off on a detour and just talk about how hard it is when you gotta fight. But we ain't gonna go there.
Man,
we ain't
hit
gonna
that
go there.
gym, man. Do something else. Damn, you know.
And last but not least, guys, you know what I mean? Giving back. Small acts of kindness, mentorship, and volunteering can go a long, long way, right?
Oh man, you gotta speak on that because that's real.
Giving back is so rewarding. I'm talking about it's the after effect of giving back that's the most electrifying in my opinion, because and people who are givers understand, you know, the power this has. But just to be able to, you know, bring something back to some people that you felt like needed it, or to someone that you felt like needed it, the ability to put a smile on that person's face is a moment of just exuberance, you know what I mean, in itself, where you just damn near feel like like, you know what I mean. To me, it feels that way.
Nah,
you know
same.
What I mean?
You know, you could think of helping people. You could think of giving back to the community, to those that are come behind you, or even ahead of you. It's like getting a little pebble and chucking it in a pond.
Yeah.
Each little ripple is a life in a generation that you touch, and it goes on forever and ever and ever. So, you know, we have a responsibility to each other, whether we like it or not. You know, a lot of the game and the wisdom and the knowledge that, you know, we learn in life through other people telling us our own, busting our own heads through the mistakes that we make. We should pass this along. I mean, a great example is Hash. You know, Hash is here with the Men of Honor, with the potent perspective. He's not here because, you know, he's obligated to. He's here because he genuinely cares. He wants to be there for his people. He wants to be there for young men, for older men, for men his age, for young ladies, for the older whoever you are. If you're a human being, you know, he's here to help, right? And so we have this. We should feel connected to each other.
For sure.
And we should be there for each other so that we can make our lives, our journey, a lot more easy and understandable, less confusing.
For sure. Man, yeah, that's a big deal for me, guys. You know what I mean? To be able to give back. You know, you leave this earth, you want to be remembered or forgotten. Like, that's the determining factor on time and the time we have, right? I just want to take this time to just say thank you. I think this episode was amazing. I hope that it would inspire some young male or female to just take that challenge, you know what I'm saying? Set yourself a year just to focus on something that you really love to do, and invest all your time in there. Absent social media, absent any, you know, the opposite sex, anything distracting. And tell me, you know, share with us later, hopefully, your experience and how that turned out, right? Once again, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for chiming in. This is the Potent Perspective. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. And
Hit
if
that
you
notification bell
hit
too,
that
so you know when the
notification bell.
video drops.
Yes, sir. Because we finna be doing this for a minute.
Yes.
You know what I'm
indeed.
saying? And when you look us up, you look up the Potent Perspective. It's ThePoetin Perspective, all one word. All one word. I go by the name Hash Potent. You could follow me anywhere across social media. My handle is Hash Potent the one. HashPoetinTha, the number one. And you should see, my picture pop up. Ken, what's your Instagram, dog?
I don't have an Instagram, but I do have a YouTube page.
Oh, okay.
And for those that want to check out my YouTube page, I have a lot of great, amazing, helpful content on there. Motivational content, and as well content that makes you think, content that makes you a better person, content that just gives you game. YouTube channel is Ken Gamboa. That's Ken, K-E-N. Last name Gamboa, and the avatar will just be my initials, KG, on there. Check the channel out, subscribe to the channel, and please check the content out. Hash, for those that want to contribute to the Potent Perspective, and financially help, where can they do that at?
Yeah, so if you tuned in and you guys like what we're doing, we're going to make this a consistent, thing moving forward, right? So as of now, we need all the support we can. I'm gonna be doing some upgrading, even with our studio here, that you guys will see in the near future. We trying to make this space, a place that we visit on a regular basis, and we definitely intend to collab with other creators, people of stature. We want to be able to do interviews and sit with, folks that are more well off, in better position than we are, and sit and have conversations, man, that could impact lives across these lenses, right? So, for now, there's gonna be a link underneath the video where if you guys want to, donate and support financially, you can. We are not opposed to any of that. We still got to get, a couple more cameras, and possibly we got, production that needs to be put together. We got editing to be done. So we're and these things cost, right? So any amount of, support financially would help us tremendously. And it'll probably be, for now, Menavana and LLC. Menavana's, I believe it's Menavana LLC on
That's for the Cash App.
Yeah.
That's for the Cash App.
And the link to that will be in the bio. I'm working on creating just a link for Potent Perspective. And, eventually you guys will be able to send, tap in and support. I don't care if it's $1. We not opposed to that. You feel what I'm saying?
And that merch.
Merch definitely.
Really
merch is
soon.
definitely going to be on the way.
Yes.
For sure, Potent Perspective merch. We're going to have that. Y'all probably could look forward to crew neck sweaters, hoodies, probably zip ups, stuff like that. And even if you like what we're doing and you are a supporter and you want to customize one of these, you could definitely get in touch with me. I will have that put together for you, you know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all to the fullest, man, for just tapping in.
That's right.
And I can't wait to see y'all. I promise. I cannot wait to see you guys. But for now, until we see each other again, keep it P. And P stands for keep it potent. Keep it positive. Keep your shit protected. You feel what I'm saying? Keep it prosperous. You know what I'm saying? And prioritize your time. Prioritize your time. All right? Thank y'all. Peace.
I speak on behalf of the lost, on behalf of the low nigga trying to get a Porsche.